Hello, welcome to the dollhouse. I am the doll, and today I wanted to bless you all with the story time, a very personal story time about what is happening in my life. As you know, I am single. I do have male friends who take me on dates, and I have been the victim, I'll say, of revenge rejection. And I wanted to talk about this new concept of men who feel that they may have been slighted by me in the past. They come back and try to take me out and then reject me. This story that I'm about to tell you is a guy who actually succeeded. He succeeded at putting me in my place, per se, or what he thinks. He thinks he did because this story has a hilarious ending. Anyway, there's a guy that I met years ago. His name is Chris. We'll call him Chris because his name is Chris. He was actually visiting my town, which is like kind of a destination town. He came to town, and he actually lived here at one point. And he went to college here, so he has friends here. So he comes to visit from time to time. Anyway, we met years ago while he was in town. He lives in a different state. And we went on a date the weekend he was here. And then he came back maybe 6 months, a year later, and we went on another date. I think maybe we went on 2 dates that particular week, but nothing ever happened between us. We never even kissed. Always, a light side hug, nothing too dramatic. There was attraction. He's cool, but he lives in a different state. There's no attraction to that long distance lifestyle. And he would often go overseas for work because he's a government contractor. So anyway, we kept in touch through Instagram and, liked each other's posts from time to time. He really liked mine because I don't even think I was following him. I'm pretty sure I wasn't following him. But he followed me. He always, would drop me a line from time to time. Well, anyway, he started talking to me more because he said that he was considering moving back to this state. And he works for the VA, and with government jobs, federal jobs, you can transfer pretty easily in a lot of cases. So he said he was coming here. He had some interviews, and he wanted to see what was going on with me. He hit me with, and I think I can put in the screenshot of what he said, like, I'm thinking of moving there. Let me marry you, or something like that. I want to marry you. Of course, because guys think that dangling carrots, like a carrot, will lure middle-aged women to their, to their bedrooms, basically. So I heard him out. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're coming to town. Okay, well, let me know when you get here. We can maybe plan to, link up. Just keep me posted. And so he started calling me, but I wasn't aware he was calling me because I had blocked him. I blocked him because he just seemed annoying. I mean, not serious, no intention. I don't want to hear hey or hey beautiful random mornings and nothing else. Like, there was no conversation. So I blocked him. So he started calling me, and I had no idea that he was calling me. He wasn't leaving a voicemail or anything. So he messaged me, and I realized that I had blocked him, and I unblocked him, and, immediately we started talking on the phone. We talked maybe twice. He told me his plans to come out here, and then it just kind of dropped off because I don't text or call men because I'm busy. I have things to do. I just don't think about it. So we didn't really talk all that much, and the time was approaching for him to come to town, and he texted me to say that he was going to have to take a rain check because something came up with his budget, which was for me a red flag, because it's like he was complaining about a couple $100, which, you know, I understand that everybody is not like just balling out of control, but he's 54, 55, and 100 to $200 shouldn't really blow your plans back like that. That's just, and maybe he's tight with his budget. You know, maybe he just wants to save. I don't know what he's got going on, to be honest. I really don't. He's got a daughter that he's not really involved with living. She doesn't live in the same state as him either. So that should have been another red flag for me. But anyway, I was going to go on a date with him. I'm not build my life around him. So, you know, he was cool to hang out with. So he couldn't come. He let me know he couldn't come. So no big deal. He said, you know what, I'll come in 2 weeks. You know, I'll be out there in 2 weeks. So we'll link up then. So 2 weeks comes and he flakes again. And I'm like, okay, well, you can't come. No big deal. I mean, who cares? No big deal. I wasn't changing my plans or, you know, planning for your visit. I hadn't really heard anything from you. So no big deal. So he said, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to come out there. Let's do, I think he was saying like a week or 10 days. I'll be out there next weekend, so we can just plan for that. And I was like, you know what? You're kind of flaky. So I don't really want to, let's just let it go. You know, it's been nice to know you, but I think maybe this just isn't in the cards for us. Like, you know, because it was boring to me. We weren't talking on the phone. We weren't really interacting all that much. He was just continuing to tell me that he was coming out here just by random text messages every now and then. Never really even trying to engage with me or get to know me all that much. Except for when he would say, okay, well, I booked my ticket, and then he might call me and try to talk to me. But it was just really very sporadic, so we weren't really all that close. So anyway, I told him, you know what, no, I'll pass. You can come out here. Maybe if I see you around, you know, don't hesitate to speak. But I just think we're misaligned. So see you around. That's really, I left it there. And he was like, no, you know I'm not really a flake. Give me another shot. You know, I really am into you, and I'm trying to settle down this year and all this blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I have known you for some years. You've stayed in touch, even though it was sporadic. You've stayed in touch over the years. So I'll agree to maybe go to dinner with you when you get into town. No big deal. So he comes. The third time is the charm. He shows up. He's telling me that he's coming to visit me. I'm the main reason why he's coming. And then to maybe network at the government agency where he works. He said that he's going to come to do that, but mostly just to come see me. So he gets into town, and I go to his hotel to pick him up because he didn't rent a car. And seeing him again was cool. You know, he's a pretty decent looking guy, you know. So, and he's tall, you know, he's got a good job. So he automatically, in his mind, he thinks he is an alpha wolf sigma man because he's got military experience, he's tall, and he probably makes over 6 figures. And the reason why I know he thinks this way about himself is because he wrote a book. He wrote a book and he asked me to review it. I was the only person who, I did read a copy he sent me. And his writing is terrible. It's one of those self-published books, which I don't have any hate against self-published books. But it's a self-published book that he sells on Amazon that has not been edited. It has really no point. He's talking to men about like how to live life as a sigma man. That it's like that kind of topic. And so he thinks he's like doing all of that. And he's not even anywhere close to what I would consider somebody that should be instructing another man on how to live life. Maybe he could instruct people on how to get good government jobs and government contracts, and maybe keep his apartment clean, because he does have an apartment. He noted in the book that he had like a beach, an apartment that's very close to the beach, second story apartment in California. So that's impressive, I guess, because he can pay rent close to the beach. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, so he believes that he's high value. Like, he's one of these men who, he's rare in his mind. So he comes to town. We actually have a fun time. We go to dinner. It's not a whole big deal. I drop him back off at his hotel. Actually, we go to dinner and then we go grab a drink somewhere else. And then I take him back to his hotel. Before I left, I was like, okay, so what do you have planned tomorrow? And he was like, I'm just going to hang out with some of my college buddies and, just enjoy myself, and, not really anything too big. I'll keep you posted. So we didn't make any plans. I continued on with my day the next day, as I I'd hit him up in the morning the next day and was like, oh, hey, big day ahead. And he was like, yeah, just hanging out with friends. And I was like, okay, cool. That was the last thing I said to him, because he was going to hang out with his friends that day. So obviously he didn't come into town for me like he said he did. But I didn't care, because clearly I am the center of what's happening in my world. So I went on about my day, did not think twice about him. And I didn't reach out anymore. And I was assuming that he was leaving soon, because, he was just in town for the weekend. So he didn't say anything else to me, so I didn't say anything else to him. He didn't say anything else to me until 2 days after our date. I don't know if he was still in town or if he had already left town. He messaged me to tell me, and I am hoping that I can find the message. He messaged me to say he had a really good time, but he doesn't think it would work out between us, so he wants to just leave on a good note, and he wished me luck. And I was like, okay. So he's breaking up with me, basically telling me that it wouldn't work out for us and good luck. I didn't even reply to that. I just left it there. It's like, okay, well, you don't think there's any potential for us, so I don't need to reply to that. I didn't block him, though. I did not block him, because I've stopped blocking people, because it's more interesting for me to wait and watch and see what happens and how they reach out sometimes. So I didn't block him. And, when I got that rejection from him, it was out of the blue. If he had just gone back to California and never said anything else to me, we would have never talked again. He did not have to do that. I wasn't reaching out like, hey, baby, are you leaving? What time are you leaving? I've got to stop by your hotel. Oh, let me, meet you and your friends. So when are you coming back? I didn't say anything to him like that. So him reaching out to me to dump me, it was really, to me, it was just retaliation for me telling him that I thought he was flaky, and that if he comes to town, I'd see him around. I'm not trying to go on a date with him. I think that bruised his alpha man ego, his sigma man ego, and he wanted to get revenge on me. So he turned around and tried to reject me via text message out of the blue. And I think he would have tried to do that. Like, he was waiting for me to say something else to him so he could dump me. But I didn't say anything to him because, he had plans with his friends. So I didn't feel like I should be curious about what he was doing. He didn't make plans with me. So I did not message him. So I think that's why he had to just out of the blue message me that, because he didn't get a chance to reject me. So anyway, it came out of the blue, and I just left it there, went on with my life. It did sting my ego, because I wasn't into him like that in the first place. And it's like, why? I shouldn't have given you a chance. I shouldn't have even given you a chance. And you smell funny. And I don't like the way you laugh. And your teeth are small and they look a little faded because you are over 55. So anyway, all of that just came to an end. All of the years of flirting. I had already blocked him on Instagram too, by the way, y'all. So I don't know if he sent me that message because I blocked him on Instagram. After the second time he said he wasn't coming, I was just like, I don't need him to be following me. I don't need him messaging me. Let me just block him. So I blocked him on Instagram. I don't know if he went back and noticed that, and that's why he broke up with me, quote unquote. But nevertheless, he did it, so I didn't have anything to say to him after that. So that was maybe the beginning of February, like the first week in February, not the week of Valentine's week, but the week before. And we are into April now. And out of the blue again, yesterday, I looked down at my phone and he's saying hi to me. Hi, how are you? Of course I didn't reply because for what? Like, you've already made it clear that you don't think we're compatible. You're flaky. You smell funny. You got small teeth. Like, goodbye, sir. Goodbye. So I didn't say anything to him. He did not let up at that point either. He messaged me again today to tell me that how he wanted to reach out to see how I was doing. I'll have to share the screenshot with you. I just thought that I would share that story of revenge rejection because he didn't really have any reason to send that message other than to try and burn me and make me feel humbled. And he thought after sending that he would still have a chance. He thought that he would still have a chance. And that's where a lot of these men's egos are at this point. And I'm not trying to humble him. I just don't want to be bothered. I'm not trying to humble him by ignoring him. I just am laughing, though. I'm not going to honor his messages with any attention. But I just think it's funny, y'all. Be careful out here dating and investing your energy in people. Don't let it get too far, and definitely don't give more than you are receiving. That is for sure. So I hope you got a chuckle out of this little story time, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.